fundamentals of this particular asset is increasing on a regular basis. This is just going higher. What we all want to see is the price action, and we are looking at the volume which is coming in and going out, coming in. It's increasing slowly. So comparing the volume which we had a month back, right now we are like 4x the volume. That is good to see. And as you look at different things in fundamental side of that, you kind of get the picture like, okay, why these volume is coming in. It seems like there is a lot happening. And if you have a clear understanding of this, now you're like, okay, that is a massive opportunity. Now, yes, inside this market, you actually see random coins pumping here and there. And, getting the probability on these one right is really hard and not possible at the all times. This one we bought 13th and dropped a portion of that today when it was 100% up after our buy. Then we moved on to another asset which we think is going to do something like this. It may take 2 weeks, 2 months, who knows, but market actually gives you huge opportunities. It's up to you to decide whether you should take action on it or not. This is the scientific investor family, where the normal common retail guys learn how to become the next top 10% of the world. Now, the market is slowly bouncing here and there. You see random coins moving up, and some of them do have a lot of fundamentals. When you look at XRP in particular and talk about what it is doing, you can either say it's in a bull flag movement, you are not going down. But as you take, a little bit macro look from daily, 3-day, weekly, you kind of see like, okay, we are slowly going back into a range. Now, it does not actually mean you're directly going to skyrocket, because on the RSI, your strength is slowly reducing. What we want to see here is a breakout to the upside in the strength index. That is going to give you more leverage. Now, when you go look at the XRP BTC pair on the same, you actually understand like, okay, this is kind of evolving. You bounced off here and it showed you that we are going to this level, not to the upside. First, we need to break this level. It is going to be a resistance. And if that does happen, that means the price is going to actually make a pattern which we anticipate to see like, okay, maybe that will look like something like this. So if that's the case, if you break to the upside, what you're looking at is next 30-35% move to the upside. So from this range, it would most likely be like $0.7, close to that. Now, if we get rejected here, getting a spring even to the upside, you may come mostly back to 0.42. Now, as of now, 0.44 is holding. This actually makes you a higher low, which is looking good. But Bitcoin is not breaking higher. If you look at the pattern in which it is trading, and each time it's going towards the resistance and getting rejected, it is like, okay, there is still things happening with the selling pressure, sellers entering at the resistance, or people taking profits and moving out because they don't think it's going to break higher. With a break to the upside here, like a lot of different coins, you will see momentum coming back. But it won't be like assets which have done like this 200% in short term. Now, we did wait for the confirmation and enter after that, and we took some way here. So we didn't get the absolute top. It was like 100%, right? When we bought that and we moved out. This is like happening in different assets. When we look at the volume here, you'll understand like, okay, even in the top 100, you see assets like Cardano, which is like 450 million in volume, Litecoin 360 million in volume, and then you go to medium to small cap coins and you see other coins which are getting a lot of volume like that, and you see the price is pumping. So you kind of get an idea like whether money is flowing into that. You kind of see Qtum, Sushi, others are getting a lot of volume compared to a lot of others inside that. So you looking at the price and saying whether it's going to break out gives you an ability to understand things a little bit more clearer. Now, looking at what Jeremy is highlighting here, there is really a possibility that SEC may this time hand over the emails, and we may not actually get a detail about that unless it comes out after that, right? So right now you have a perspective of how things are moving or evolving, which may not actually look good in terms of how things are moving. Like becoming a accredited investor may not actually be the right thing for everyone when it is like you're starting out in investment world, you're starting in the crypto world, right? What they want is to delay you. But right now, when you're looking at the central bank of central banks giving this opinion, it kind of matters a lot because they are talking about private sector partnership in a different way. So, reading it, introducing a CBDC is not a universal solution. What does that mean? In my opinion, I think that it does not mean it's going to be just one CBDC. It's going to be a lot of different CBDC, which may not agree with each other. Basic sense: China, US, Iran, North Korea, this don't actually go well together. So if that's the combination, then you need something in between. And that's the bridge asset or a neutral asset which can communicate between these. And that is coming. There is no denying the fact that with the utility we are observing, the way it is being adopted, it is being used, it actually provides you more ability to see people are looking at it from different geography of the world. They are all talking about this asset, and this is giving you that massive opportunity to actually see like the stable coin for USD, the stable coin for Euro, stable coin for Australian dollar. So you actually see like, okay, Palau is coming on for USD, maybe, we don't know, but that can be a stable coin for the central bank digital currency network. That's like, okay, that's big itself. So once you understand like these are volume being brought onto the ledger, solving real life problem, that's going to push the price again higher. Then you come on to look at articles like this where people are talking from area where they really know about. Say this particular guy is talking from Bank of London and they are talking about a clearing system, a clearing mechanism, say 2.0, which they call, and they had a pilot test inside this. So they actually know how things went. They know how much money was moved and how much fee it actually incurred for them. And then they are looking at things like, okay, how many banks were involved, what they are looking at, what they really want. It's the real-time payment. And as they talk through that, it is like, if you look at this as a point-to-point or real-time movement of money, what they are really doing is streamlining the messaging. So they are looking for a faster and efficient transaction. And as you come to the downside, they talk through the regulatory side of this. After which, they come on to this note where you actually need to understand the way you are seeing Ripple plays its network and then the ability to use interledger protocol along with Xrpl ledger as a settlement mechanism. That gives a lot of idea where this is going. And understand right now when you see the Bitcoin price slowing down, Xrpl slowly going back up, understand this is against USD. USD right now is strong and is kind of kicking a lot of different currencies around the globe. You go look at CAD, you go look at INR, you go look at different currencies like say Korean won. You actually can see like this is at the multi-year decades high where they are being devalued, right? So at that point, when you observe like, okay, XRP has been doing comparatively much better in last 2-3 months where other currencies, just accelerated their devaluing process. So that against dollar, and then you go look at it against USD, which is another asset which people consider to be an appreciating asset. So XRP right now is trending higher against both of these. So on a macro thought process, this is just starting. You go step out into the macro picture and look at like where you are and what you may actually do. Then to actually understand whether this is really starting now, you actually zoom in to keep that understanding of whether you are getting the real momentum. Looking at the indicators here, that's the MACD showing you a possible double bottom here, and it's crossing to the upside and the volume. If you observe, this is already on the positive side when MACD has crossed to the upside. This is actually a good news as you look at the RSI, which is trending higher, pointing towards the upside direction as it breaks through this trend. which is again bullish. So now you can actually look at the price and see like, okay, we had a channel which was being formed in terms of the price action. Now we broke that one and the moving average, which is actually a good news. But what we want to see is we run through this level of resistance, or at least go test that level first and show the strength with the volume. We need to actually definitely observe the volume, seeing that the volume is increasing as we break higher, because without volume, it's going to be really hard to even say that's a valid breakout, because you need to see people entering as it break through one key level, believing that, okay, this one is a true breakout and it's going higher. That's what we notice here. This one just broke higher and the volume just went nuts, right? And you actually see something similar happening with a lot of different currencies in first 300, first 400. So you do have a lot of opportunities to actually look at and say like, okay, volume. Now, you may not like the coin, I may not like the coin, but the market likes it. You see the market putting the money there. You see the money moving into that asset. This is going to be an opportunity for you, right? So if you want to look at those kind of opportunity in real life, then look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below, where we actually discuss through this. And we have some trades which we are active on and going on, which we think may get to the target soon. Because once they do, then we are going back into the market looking for different assets which are going to be something like this. Now, you all know it's not going to be the highest probability which you are talking about, because in the world of investing, if you are really truthful to yourself, you are literally just looking for something like this, where you are like, okay, I think this asset may actually do something, but statistically speaking, you may actually see a probability distribution, say consider that as a normal one, which usually doesn't happen, but you can make it to that normal rate. Now, what you are talking about, the gems are here. The probability is like, say, on the far end, where you see this level of movement. And it can be 3%, 4%, not 94% probability, right? But when it is actually coming towards 10% probability, it kind of gives you a bigger picture like, okay, that can be an anomaly in the market. If you see people joining that party, if you see money flowing into that asset, that's where you should take action. And I would say like, that's the right thing to do in my opinion. So if you are looking at that, if you are liking what you are receiving as value, please do hit that like and subscribe button. That supports the channel a lot. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye-bye.